GM, test. Ja, doe maar. Sluit alles maar af. Maar allemaal dicht. Morning, Sam. I'm gonna get myself a drink. I'll give 2 more minutes for everybody to join, and then I'll be here. Need to take a quick bathroom break too, so give it a minute or 5 until everybody joins, and then I'll make sure that we are here. Okay, I'm back. Let's get this show on the road. I would recommend if you traded yesterday, and I will not normally be looking at trades. I would recommend not to trade today. I'm doing the same, so you don't need every day to trade to make money out of it. So I'll go over crypto at the moment. Where we best start? Okay. Where do I see my favorite ones? US DTD. This is the best place to start. And you can see that USDT is actually at all-time highs. That means that almost everything is out of the crypto market back into dollars. So why is this so important? So this is a monthly view. So these are all monthly candles, but very important to understand what the market is actually doing. These are as good as equal highs, so there is a possibility that we go sweep those one more time too. Now, what did the market do? It swept most of the liquidity that we went down. So it does the same like every it does the same as every other chart. They all move in waves and they all do the same. But why is USDT so important? First of all, this is the over market where all the funds that are not in crypto are stored in dollars so that they actually have chance to prevent themselves on dropping when the market is going down. Now, this is the most important one because here you can see where the market is headed. So what did we see a few weeks ago? That we spiked, we refused to get above it, and now we just had a huge weekly candle drop. We got a wick, and we probably will move a little bit lower because this is like showing its hand that the market wants to go back down. If we watch in dailies, we can see that we had a shift and structure. We had a retest of that shift, and we are continuing. We probably go a little bit high right now, back into this gap. So the market will drop a bit further. And once we hit that level, we will go further down, and that means that crypto market is going back up. If USDT goes down, crypto market goes up. So this is what we've been seeing. The market from USDT dropped about 90%, and the crypto markets did a rally of about 20% the same, I believe. So if we take the lows and we go back up, we jumped 26% on Bitcoin. So that's about the average, the same that we saw that USDT dropped. That's why we use it. Second of all that we go watch is Bitcoin's dominance. Everything's still on the screen. So if we see Bitcoin drop, look below this area, it's still in the screen. So we will see alts go back up. Why? Because the first money always goes into Bitcoins, and then it flows over to the lower coins. Stay on the first 5 to 7 cryptos If you just go to CoinGecko, stay on those, and you'll be good for the starting point at the moment. The rest, I would not recommend to buy. Maybe Bitcoin at the moment, but for the rest, I would stay off of it unless you are willing to hold them for the next 2 years. And don't touch them. Just keep buying extra without even looking at them. That's what I'm doing at this point. So I'm still accumulating Bitcoin at the moment. What am I accumulating to? I'm accumulating Kaspa at the moment. I hope we get a small drop further down. If we can go one more time below that 1 cent, I will definitely start accumulating this one again. So what would I recommend? That's just Bitcoins, ETH. We could see one more drop for ETH to 1300. So there's still a possibility that you could give back to the market another 30%. Bitcoin has the same. So Bitcoin could drop to 40. That's around 30%. So it's a good opportunity to start accumulating, but have confident that there is a possibility that we drop another 30%. Am I waiting for it? No, I'm not going to wait for it. I am already buying. This is the last point that the market will ever go to. I don't see it go below that level. So between 49,000 and 42,000 is for me the last point that I see the market go. If it will hit there, we're very lucky. If it doesn't, make sure you're in it if you want to stay into it. Because there is a huge support and resisting level right here. That's why the market stumbles. Same here, it stumbled again. So, or it's gonna flush down immediately to that level and spike back up. But that will be the last part. Because from the highs, this is always the same. So from the highs to the lows, it takes 364 days. That's about the same that we had right now. We are on 100. Let me take it in days. So the high from November till the lows, where we practically saw the low, is about 200 days. And we're almost at that 200 days. So that was 165 days. So maybe another 40 days that we could see downwards movement sideways before we continue. This is a cycle, people. This just constantly repeats itself. So if you want to accumulate Bitcoin, always good. But for the rest, I would not recommend buying any of the lower hand cryptos yet. I would be patient until we definitely see that huge spike to the upside where Bitcoin dominance drops even further down, and then actually start buying into it. I am trading Bitcoin at the moment, still in that trade. Been in it for a very long time. It's almost hit my break-even level. Let me see if I can find my trades. Yeah, so I'm on 69,000. So if we hit this level, I got out. I will get out my trade. A little bit lower. It's on 69,000 exactly. So once it hit this level, I'm out of my trades. I took a partial at 1 hour, and now we will see what happens. If we do see that huge drop and we take out those lows, this is the last time that you can accumulate Bitcoin at that discounted price. So if we drop below 59,888, I would definitely recommend start buying it if you want to make a holdings portfolio out of it. That's the last part that I actually want to see. And this is just simple break of structure retests formula that I actually use. So this is the same. So what do we do? Our first break of structure that we made from the highs was right here. This was our first real break of structure. because this was the previous high. We just came back down and we structured up. So if we want to take that full move, and watch till the high, what did we do? We came back to that 7-8 level. This is so normal to see in a market. So it always does the same. If it drops below that one level, so this one, it can spike it, but if a candle closes below, that means that we could go all the way back to 33,000. We never touched this, but I don't believe we will ever see it again. I believe that will be bought up before we ever reach that area. If we do not, we do see that area. If you have anything left of liquidity, go buy it, because you will see just to the normal height another 300% up. So if we go back to all-time highs, we get 100%. If we can find it on 46,000, we get at least 166%. But on average, we do more than double the market. So the tops on December was 19,000. What did we do from the highs, the low, from the high to the high? 200%. So there's a huge possibility that we do another 100% at least. So from the highs to the highs, that's about 100%. So that means that we should round up around 250,000 next time per Bitcoin. And that's still a cheap price then. Because I see Bitcoin at least in the next 10 years go to 1 million or above. So anything at this area is cheap. If you can see it go to 1 million, that means 10x your money in the next 5-7 years. If you can do that for a banking system, you'll be very happy. So it doesn't matter where you accumulate it right now. It's cheap price for what it is. Morning, Taylor. And if you have no idea how to start buying cryptocurrencies, just register yourself to an exchange. Make sure that you fill in your KYC. If you don't want to do a KYC, go to Maxi and just fill in everything that you need. And you can buy it straight away from your bank account, so it's still possible. As long as it's possible, go do it, because at a certain point, it will no longer be possible. People will not exchange dollars anymore for, say, cryptocurrencies. So that was a short income and outcome that I can see for the moment at the market. So Bitcoin buying, good area. Next buying area, last buying area again. I'll go over it. This will be the last resort between 49,000 and 42,000. That is the last position. I'll keep it on my screen. Strong buying area, 49K. 2. I have a limit order at 50,000. I'm not putting at 49,000. I got a limit order at 50,000. So if it hits there, I'm in. If it doesn't, I'm already in. I showed 77,000 I was buying, 64,000 I was buying. So I'm on average. My price average right now is actually 42,000 on my Bitcoins. So I believe my average price is now around 42,000. So I'm still up 61%. So it's up to you. This is my ideas that I can see in the markets could head to. If we drop a little bit further down right now, we could sweep that one more time, but I'm not sure. If the market starts rallying and it goes up, it will do it very fast. And I actually want to see it hit 100K again. So if we start moving, because we had a huge candle right here, that's a weekly candle. So this is a huge infungal bullish candle. That means once we sweep liquidity and we see this kind of movement, the market tends to move further up. It will make a retest because we made a small break of structure. So it wants to make that retest and then continue. So you could say this was the break of structure. What does it wants to do? 60 level, maybe the 7, 8 level if you're lucky, and then it will continue. Because from the high to the low, we never tapped the 50% yet. So if this was the low, we need to get at least the fair value of price. So this is fair value of price, and we need to sweep those highs. So 79,000 is definitely in the chart. I believe even that we could go to 7, 8 levels, so that's then around that 100,000 that I want to see us go. Take that liquidity one more time, and then we could see a last drop. For the rest, crypto is very much calm, and if you're the first one to be in it before everything starts again in a cycle and everybody is talking about it again everywhere, you need to be prepared. You need to be aware where to start buying and to start selling. So again, for next year's outcome, I would definitely I'm going to start selling around 200,000. So this will be my selling area. If you go from here to that area, that's 170%. With doing nothing, people, just sitting here on your hands. That's if you buy right now. That selling price will be there in the next 5 years. So that's 177% on your money on average. You don't have to watch in between. Anything that drops below it, you can buy. Anything that goes above, you can buy still, and just let that ride for you. You do not need 700-800% in the market to make a lot of gainings. Every $1,000 means that you made another 1,700 out of it. Yeah, that means that you make from every 1,000 to 2,700. So that's a great, that's a very nice amount, dude. So for every $1,000 that you put into it, you make 1,700 extra. That means that you could go on vacation or take an extra trip or do something fun. If you sell it at that height, then, and you keep your initial investment in it, you take your profit out of it, and you keep what you start with, let it drop again, and put that investment money that you made wealth out of it back into it next year. You can do the same one more time, and then you actually have 4x, 5x your money, and that's over less than 10 years. People want to make huge amount of money on a very fast basis. This is not how it works. It used to be like that we actually made 600-700%. Look, this was 800% in 2020. What we could make, we did not see an 800% this year. Well, we did see 600%. Yeah, about 4. That's what I thought. Yeah, the bottom is almost never possible to get. So I started buying last year. Last cycle, I started buying around 23,000. So I was up around 400% max. Well, I started selling around 100K. 120 was maximum K that I sold, and then everything dropped. And I said August, and it ended on, I said November, and it ended actually October this year. So even these dates are the same. So go rewatch everything that you see. So it takes about 1,000 days to get to the height, to the maximum height. 1,100 days. Again, from the high to the high, 1,600 days. This was the high. Again, 1,300 days. So that's about the same. That's 100 days extra and 1,000 days. That's almost nothing. So if you sell a little bit before, it's better to sell too soon than too late. Because when these drops come, they go fast. This is what I would recommend to buy. So if you, I am not going to go watch any coins that you would ask me to do because I don't find it necessary at the point. It would only keep your mind not in a healthy place. So if you want to buy Solana, I see another drop coming at least to $38. So we could see Solana go to $50 and $30, somewhere in between. We never took the high. We just swept it. So this area is actually the retest of this area. So once the market goes down, it always makes a retest. So this is that retest actually that we had, and it took a very long time. What is long actually? It took 1,100 days to make that retest actually. Now it came back, so it will probably go back to $40. And if we are lucky, next cycle it could go back up to around 250. I do not see Solana go all the way to like $500-600. It's not in the chart. Otherwise, this would have rallied above previous all-time high. It did not. And comparison, look, say in comparison to the other one, we made an all-time high. We made a new all-time high. That's the difference. Same for Aave. Look, Aave's previous high in 2020, 21, we came down. This is here. I still trade a support and resistance. Look how nice this was. So it came down, bottomed up. We took liquidity again. So if we take this area from the highs to the lows, what did it do? It came back to fair value of price. That's it. And now it's dropped again. So with this huge possibility that it will flush through the low and even go to $27 or below. If gaming ever comes back, Alvox will be a good one, but we can see the same. Look, I believed actually that Alvox would go back to at least $100. Look, it didn't even took the half. It did $58. So this is actually insane what it only did. It didn't even come back to fair value price. Yeah, it did came it if we just took the last leg down, but I would recommend to take a full leg down, and we didn't even touch fair value price. What did we do afterwards? We came under the previous low. So now we're hanging here, so we probably drop a little bit further, so we will take out this last liquidity right here. So we will go to that $5. So Avox, this would be a good area. If you see a shift back to the upside, then we could see it back all the way to $27. That makes a 400% gain. Definitely a good trade. But I would definitely be patient until we see a shift in structure on a weekly base. So you have plenty of time. So you want to see a drop, a huge candle with a value gap the week afterwards, and then we can enter it and we take the long off of it. But I will let you know when I start trading crypto again, except on Bitcoins. But for now, I would not recommend anything else but buying Bitcoins and eat. Because it's still on the screen even. So every time we get to this area, I was accumulating here. I'm accumulating here again, around 2K. I find it Ethereum a nice price to buy around $2,000. If we ever get above that all-time high, not sure that we will, but if we do, that's a 2x your money at least. I am not leveraging anything for trades right now because I believe that there is still a little bit downwards movement, but not too much. If you do want to have a nice one, BNB is definitely one. It's very strong in comparison to all the rest of the cryptos. It's only dropped 55%. Look, Bitcoin dropped 52%. So that means that Binance is one of the stronger coins actually in the market. So if you want to accumulate also a strong coin that is definitely gonna hold for a very long time, this is one that you could add to your portfolio. But I would prefer, if you can buy it, I would wait until we hit actually around $400. That would be a very great area. I do never see it come back to $100. I don't believe that's possible even for Binance. It's too much of a strong coin. For XRP maxis, it does not look good. We probably will head back to 69 cents. We will definitely go below $1. So I told everybody to sell around 3. I hope you guys did. This definitely looks like it wants to go a bit lower. And all meme coins and everything else, I'm not going to go over it. I'm not interested at it. That's about it for crypto for me. If you have any questions, you can ask. Good morning, Jono. If you want to take a look at the other markets, I will if you want to. So this was last day's trade. Looked nicely. If we held this one to that opening gap, that would have been a huge trade. I believe I would not be trading the rest of the month. That could have been an easy 16R. Damn. But never look at it like that. So we were happy with those profits because there was a possibility that we did not drop through here, that we actually had a retest of back along it. It did not, so the market is continuing dropping. That means this can actually mean two things. I'll remove my drawings for a second. First of all, this was a very choppy market. So we have just been chopped around. That we are, first of all, still in this range, or this was actually a break of structure to the downside. What I was expecting once we were trading here, I was expecting that this was a break of structure to the downside. This move here is actually the full retest of this liquidity here. So we almost touched the one, we didn't. It was a small value gap up here or a void that still was open, so we tapped it. These are dailies, people. So, and now we're starting to move. So if we start dropping below 23,900, I'm expecting us to go back at least to 22,000 or even back to 20,000. This people will shake out. This is hard for stocks. That's 15% drop for stocks. That's definitely something. But we do need to drop below 23,004 before ever seeing that happen. So this low needs to get taken before that happens. Before I'm sure it happens. But it looks like it. So here it looks like we are dropping further down. We could go to 24,001. There's a small daily, a small 1 hour for value gap that's untapped, so we could drop to this level. But here we're just going ranging, so anything below 50%, we can easily just go back up. I'm not trading today, so I was just going over the crypto market. Gold, by the way, took a nice plummet. We're finally having that retest because gold does the same. We always have small retests, but this was way overpowered. This was like 160% for gold. That's a lot. So we do need some form of a retest, and a wick does not count. So we are now seeing that down movement. Where does it head to? So if we had a full break of structure the first time here, let me take monthly. Look, these are months. I never came back. So for me, this was a move. So I see us hit back to 3,700. That would be a very nice place to start accumulating gold if you want to have or you want to buy gold. Because people are definitely moving some money. This is a decent drop. Once we get below that wick and we see a small test back up to 4,009, around 5K, we will see that drop go back to 3,007. And then we have a very great area to start accumulating gold, or maybe a bit lower until we see a shift back up. Silver, the same. So what did we do? We had a huge, look, this is a huge, look, if you want to see a great changing character candle, this is a changing character candle. Look at this. Stop. So this was the last leg. By taking out the wicks low and second wicks low, so these are candles, and this accumulated everything. So this was showing this hand that the market was going down already. Just this one candle. What does the candle then represent? It needs to retest this move. So what did it do? Exactly the same. Came back to fair value of price, and the market is now heading lower. We could see silver go back to 59, maybe $60, and then starting rallying again. It's definitely not over yet for silver, but that was a little bit more than we actually expected to see it go to. That was a 300% for silver, and that doesn't happen often. If you want to see the chart of silver fully, look at this. It took a very long time before we ever hit that high again. That was from 2011 before we hit that. So this took 13 years to get to that point. And then we made 300%. So if you can get in crypto and get in the next 5 years almost 200%, that's a lot, people. Remember that. Okay, if anybody has a question, now it's a good time. Otherwise, I'll end this stream. It's just to help you all. Or if you want to take me a look, if you can trade, I want to. If you want me to take a look, I'll show you an entry. But I'm a bit late. So yeah, this will drop to 24,100. This looks very strong candle. I'm not trading today. Like I said, I only trade Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, and the rest of the week I stay off of it because we are trading for money, and we are also wanting to have more freedom. By doing this every day, behind the charts all day, every day, it doesn't give you that much more freedom. And we trade for freedom, and that's why you have to learn with 3 days in a week, you will make more than enough. On this month alone, I'm on 13.8 R with yesterday's trade. I took a 2 R profit on that trade. If I just let it, because it was only a half R in it, so I didn't add extra to it to that trade. But this looks great. We have a huge amount of R collected this month, so I don't need to trade anymore. Just take it really calmly, because the good months like this don't always happen. And then if we have a sideways market again, we need to be a bit more conservative. You will see that I will take my profit sooner. You will see me change a little bit. If you keep joining, you will find out everything like I know it. So I wish you all a very great day. If nobody has a question for me, I'll end the stream with this. And the only thing I can say, if you want to start accumulating, Bitcoin is the best one at this point to start accumulating. It's been recorded, so you can rewatch the live stream if you want to. I'll share it in Discord too. No more questions. Okay, that's fine for me. So wish you all a great day. If you made a huge profit yesterday, I can recommend you one thing. Do not trade today. I'm also going to explain immediately why. Because you feel euphoric of the trade that you took yesterday. And if you have an euphoric day, don't trade the day afterwards. Let that emotion settle down, especially if you're a beginner. Let that emotion settle down and then trade the day afterwards again. The reason why is if you are in a peak of happy emotions, you also are in emotion. It doesn't matter if it's a good one or a bad one, you're in emotion. And in trading, you cannot use your emotions. It's something that we all have, and it's good that we have them because we feel joy, we feel sadness. That's fun too. We can actually use them, but you don't want to use them in trading. That's the only part that you want to keep them as far away from as possible. So wish you all a great day. See you back on Mondays. If anybody has a question, just send in Discord to me and I will reply. Enjoy the rest of your week.